Oh.
I am rolling if you guys are ready.
I'm just getting my shoulders loosened up.
I mean, do that. I definitely hear a little bit of rubbing of somebody's mic.
So actually, it's your chain.
Oh, it's my chain.
That's what happens when your chain hangs low.
I won't be doing too much during the show.
No, this is the Harlem Shake episode.
So you throw the mushrooms in the batter,
Yeah, and then you shake it up.
toss it up, catch it, throw it in the fryer.
Poor Choices Kitchen. We are back, we are here, and I have my special friend here. He is not special. Well, he's special to me, but not that type of special. This is my friend,
Special ed.
KC here. KC is one of the most magical people you can have in your life. Not only did he have a birthday last weekend, which we got him buzzed up. Actually, I don't know why you volunteered to be here knowing what we did to you last weekend. You're welcome.
I love toxic relationships, so what can you do?
But I'm really excited to have KC here. You had a restaurant, a vegan restaurant,
Two.
which is two.
Yeah.
Damn, see, I missed the second one, which is how shitty of a friend I am. But yeah, two restaurants, and you were the personal chef for Kanye West. But I got KC here today, which is absolutely amazing because we know we got a lot of vegan viewers out there. First off, we want to put the meat eaters onto some vegan stuff, but we also want to please the vegans.
Yeah, and the flexitarians and, you know, the people that just want to eat healthier or have a different option than eating meat all the time. But we are frying these vegetables.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know how healthy it is.
I am going to make, I want to call it organic, but I'm going to make a really, really good margarita for you at home who enjoy margaritas, but you're like, I don't like the headache the next day, or I don't like the fighting and going to jail, or like the weird nights where I black out.
No,
so
that's
I got that's you?
Jail.
Jail?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see what we do tonight. This episode might go a little bit longer than I expected
Yeah,
to.
man. Tequila sends me to jail.
And then Casey, explain what we're doing with this thing.
All right, so this alien thing we have here is called an oyster mushroom. So the reason why I use oyster mushrooms is because it has a meatier texture, especially when you fry it. It holds up really well in the oil. It doesn't saturate, because mushrooms are a fungus. So they soak up anything that's around it.
We cannot do poor choices without drinks.
Shall we?
And you're completely sober, and I am not, because I always stretch before these. All right, well, this is a really, really easy recipe. So we've got a shaker here. I'm going to do 1.5 ounces, and then another 1.5 ounces, so 3 ounces right there. Now we've got some Cointreau. It took me a long time to be confident to say that, and I still to this day don't know if I'm saying it right. But Cointreau, it sounds like a video game every time I say it. So we're gonna do 2 ounces of Cointreau, and yes, this is also an alcoholic liqueur.
So what is the flavor of that liqueur?
It is orange. So we got some agave nectar right here. This is gonna add our sweetness, and we're just gonna do 2 ounces of this.
Agave, which is also what tequila's made out of.
Yes, we're getting back to the roots. And then last but not least, my favorite thing, just some limes. I like to just roll it. It just softens it up a little bit, and then we're gonna put 2 of these in our shaker. Get it nice.
You know, another thing to help get more juice out of your citrus is toss in the microwave for like a couple seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
So I thought you
And
were
it yields
bullshitting
more
me.
juice.
That sounds like somebody that's trying to squeeze every penny out of their citrus fruits.
This guy.
Yeah. He's like, yo, we low on limes. We got 4 limes to last the whole day. So y'all better be putting them in the microwave. We've got this, and as I learned from a bartender friend of mine, you don't need a lot of shakes for your drinks, because the more you shake it up, the more ice water you're getting into it. So, 10 shakes, that's all we need. So we've got 2 salted rims here. Actually, I'm gonna give you that one. I'm gonna take it. Wait, you want high blood pressure or no high blood pressure?
You know what? Let's rock with it. We doing vegan food, so
There
you
you go.
know.
Yeah, let's get that salt in there. Let's
See, it's about balance, y'all. You gotta balance. If you're doing healthy, you can't do too healthy.
pour those in.
A clink,
Clank, 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 clank. All right.
All right, so
Casey, take
that
us
tastes
away.
like bail money.
Yeah? All right, listen, I got you. I got you. As long as your bill is like $100 or less, I got you.
All right.
I'll give it to the police as they put you in the car.
So I gotta make sure I stay below the legs. All right. So like I showed you, we have the oyster mushrooms here. We don't want all of this. I don't know what to do with the rest of this. I'll Google it later, see if we can use it to grow some more mushrooms. Who knows? Normally you want more mushrooms than this if you're feeding a few people. But, you know, thanks to Instacart.
Yeah, we got mushroom nuggets. That stem and everything is like, especially like that hard part at the bottom, like, because my instinct is just to cut all that off.
Nope, you're gonna eat all of this.
All of it?
Yeah.
Good to know.
And once you fry it up, wow. So yeah, you don't even need a knife for this. You can just break it up. And as you see, it kind of pulls away. Now, as you guys know, mushrooms grow from dirt. are from these.
Logs.
A lot of people, a lot of chefs that I know, they swear against washing off mushrooms because it'll make the mushrooms waterlogged. Mentally, I just can't rock with that. So we're gonna rinse these off real quick in some cool water. I always love using the spray feature because it has a little more pressure. Give it a couple good flips, make sure you get everything, and you're good to go.
That was like what, 30 seconds maybe?
Yeah, not even. And because we're all gonna be frying these, you don't want anything that has a lot of moisture. You want the least moisture possible when you're frying anything. So just give it a good squeeze. Don't worry, you're not gonna break up the mushrooms. While these sit, let it dry off a little bit, we're gonna make our dredge and our batter. I have some rice flour. You can find rice flour at any Asian market. Now, the reason why I use rice flour, I used to use spelt flour, but I started using rice flour because it gives a nice, light, crispy texture to it. Shout out to Chef Amira who put me on the rice flour for this recipe. We're only gonna use 1 cup.
If you have to use regular flour, like that's
fine.
It still works with the vegans, it's gonna change the texture.
It's gonna be a thicker breading. And then we're gonna do 1 cup for the batter. So we got some smoked paprika, some paprika.
Some paprika.
And you know what? Let's add it to the wet batter too. Why not? Any seasoned salt. A lot of people call it seasoning salt, but if you read Lowry's, it says seasoned salt. We always call it seasoning salt.
I'm throwing that ing for no reason.
I don't know why we add extra syllables.
I'm wasting syllables.
Texas. So just a little razzle dazzle.
Got just about a teaspoon.
Like a teaspoon. This is a little, 21 seasoning blend from Traders.
Is that what it's actually called?
I think 21 Salute is what it's called.
I don't go to Trader Joe's enough because
I love Trader Joe's.
Their parking lot's too small.
And then some Italian seasoning. I have some onion powder right here. We're gonna do about a teaspoon. Shit. Sorry, let me turn this off real quick.
KC!
Sorry, I didn't know it was gonna be so popping.
I'm professional, lad.
Right? Same tablespoon of garlic powder. So let's give it a quick whisk. Get it all incorporated. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep this one dry.
Yeah. So pretty much exact same measurements each one of these.
Pretty much.
Okay,
the only difference is with this, you're going to add a cup of a liquid. Now you can use water if you want. I like to have a little more of a rich texture, so we're using almond milk, and also it's unsweetened almond milk. Make sure it's unsweetened, unflavored almond milk. I've made that mistake before with mac and cheese and wasn't paying attention, grabbed the wrong one. It was all bad.
You don't like vanilla mac and cheese?
Yeah,
right?
You had a dessert mac and cheese.
All bad. So you're gonna, just so it doesn't clump up, make sure you're pouring in slowly and whisking while you're doing it. Whip it, whip it, whip it, whip it.
How much vegan stuff was Kanye and Kim asking you to make? Or is this just kind of just like...
That was my main thing, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
They ate a lot of vegan? I didn't know that. I just assumed they was eating like T-bone steaks every day.
Nah, that was the main reason why I was brought on, because I specialize in vegan food. And that was the first thing they had of mine at Diddy's.
Look at them name dropping. Look at them name dropping. I name drop him whenever I go to Chipotle, just so I can get free guacamole.
Oh, actually, let me get a little saucy.
So you're making too much sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm making too many good choices. You have the wet hand, dry hand technique. You don't want to have the club hand, when you get moisture on one hand and you get flour on the same hand, and you end up with a big clay
infinity gauntlet of batter
of deliciousness. Yeah. You want to make sure that you get the wet mixture on all parts, inside as well. Let it drip a little bit. The less moisture, the better. Toss it in there, and then I toss it in first. Get it coated with the dry, and then go ahead and finish that off like that. And we're just gonna load our fryer up just like that. And you see, my hand is dry.
Now we've got this oil heated up to just a little over 350. If you're using a Dutch oven, just be mindful that when you drop the stuff in, the temperature is going to drop down, versus we're using this deep fryer, which will regulate the oil a lot better, so we don't really have to do any type of adjusting. And you can find that through either a candy thermometer or a meat thermometer. Just make sure that temperature is right.
All right, so you see we got our basket loaded. So let's drop it like it's hot. Ooh. So you see it's not all being covered. We're just gonna have to make sure we get tongs and toss it around a little bit throughout.
I got you on the tongs.
Tongs.
I like the way, nope, not those.
I like the way the mushrooms go away. I like to shake it a little bit just to make sure that they're not sticking to each other. And while we're doing that, why don't we get this sauce going? I have this set to a little bit below medium. First of all, we're gonna use Earth Balance, which is a vegan butter. We'll do about 3 tablespoons. Let that melt down a little bit.
Because you're essentially making a vegan buffalo sauce, correct?
Yeah, exactly. With a little bit of a twist though.
And you're just going off site, but
Yeah.
what are like some of the key things that you see where you're like, I mean,
you want it to be golden brown, definitely. As you see as it fries, you get like this little orange hue, which is good. But you don't want to go too long, because these will get really hard. So these are almost done.
all right, those are resting, and our butter is nice and melted.
So I had some Frank's Red Hot right here. You know, the key to any great buffalo sauce. We're just gonna pour that. This is about 1.5 cups. A little clover honey here. Boom. I'm gonna pour about 1/2 cup in there. This is the sweet heat sauce. So let's give this a nice little stir, a little razzle dazzle. Get everything nice and incorporated. Incorporated. Remember, there's honey in here, so you want that to melt down as well. Now that it's nice and incorporated, we're gonna let it simmer a little bit. So when you're making a sauce, you gotta get it nice and hot. Ooh. Back it up and dump it.
Back it up and dump it.
Why don't we get to plating? You know, this is hot, but you know, chef hands.
No, man, we have no fingerprints. Like after you've been cooking for a while, there's just no fingerprints left on that, which makes us perfect criminals.
So we do all the crime. But after you take anything out of the oil, you want to hit it with a nice little bit of salt. You ready to dive in?
I am ready to dive in.
Yeah, well, it's crispy. I can hear it.
Oh, good. That is really good. I'm not lying and bullshitting and spit it out. This is really good. That
Big
sauce. I want to be me and dip it in that pot, but I'm not.
My brother.
I'm not.
Get your dip on.
I'm not.
All right, and that's that.
Thank you, Casey.
No problem,
I really
man.
appreciate you coming through.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so honored to have you here doing this because that's.
I'm honored
awesome.
to be here.
Well, I got him drunk, so now I gotta
late.
see him. I gotta see him through.
I
I gotta see him through.